Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now, a while ago I put out a possible heroes video and that was the peasant. It was a joke video, but I did put a serious idea in there, and that was putting the armament crates in there which would upgrade the peasant throughout the match. So yes, the whole video was a joke, but that one idea was an actual serious one and I reckon it'd be pretty cool. So I got to thinking and I thought, let's make an entire mode based around that idea and that concept. So I wrote some things down, I've been nutting out a few things, and I've come up with a fully fledged battle royale game mode. And for anyone who's been watching the whole, gaming industry as a whole right now, battle royale modes are going pretty insane and ham with Fortnite. You got PUBG, H1Z1, everyone's coming out with one now. Apparently they're doing one in Red Dead Redemption 2. So I thought, fuck it, let's come up with one for Honor. And I think I've come up with a pretty cool way to go from an absolute shit-kicking peasant all the way up to a god-killing lord and have that progression go out through the entire mode. But first of all, quick disclaimer, keep in mind that I have no idea if Ubisoft is doing something like this. I have no idea if the devs have anything like this planned. This is just something I came up with on the side, and I like to make these videos on possible heroes they could bring in, possible game modes. I've done a siege mode video in the past, which I'll link down below, because I know people like the idea of a siege mode, and with E3 coming up, I'm pretty goddamn sure that we might get either brand new heroes that are going to be announced at E3 or maybe a siege mode. If they're going to announce a mode, it has to be siege mode because that will get everyone hyped as fuck. So I'll link that down below so you can check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, this is just a brand new mode I've come up with, and I've no idea if it's ever going to be implemented into the game, but it's still going to be pretty cool, and hopefully Ubisoft will see the video and do something about it in the future. So let's get right into it, shall we? Now, the Battle Royale mode is going to be 12 players and it is going to be free for all. With the introduction of dedicated servers, we now have the ability to do more players in the game, and everyone's connecting to a server, so it's not as bad. The old peer-to-peer system would absolutely crumble if you tried to fit 12 players in there, but with the new dedicated servers, it is possible. So we're looking at a 12-player thing. We could even do more depending on, how things go, and as long as it doesn't turn into like the most clusterfuck thing you've ever seen in your life. Now, everyone will start off as a peasant version of the hero that you pick, okay? So for example, if you go and pick Peacekeeper, you will start off as a Peacekeeper. You have all the same moves, same everything, okay? Except you start off with a whole bunch of shitty, tattered peasant clothes, okay? And you also start off with like rusty daggers and swords, and your weapons are just complete dog shit, okay? So you start off as a peasant version of the hero that you pick. And that includes characters that have lots of armor. If you pick Lawbringer, you're not going to have the armor to begin with, okay? You're going to have crappy, tattered, like, cloth clothes and stuff. Everyone starts off with shit clothes and shit weapons. And there is a reason for that, which I'll get into in a minute. Now, keep in mind as well, gear stats are disabled for this game mode. Once again, there's a reason for that later. So we have ourselves our 12 players, okay? It's free for all, so anyone can kill anyone, and everyone starts off as a peasant. So whatever hero you picked, but you're in shitty clothes and you have shitty weapons. Now, there are armament crates which will spawn all over the map, and these will continue to spawn throughout the entire game as well. Now, these crates are there for everybody to fight over, okay? So these are going to be like little objective things that you need to go and get, and of course, while you're going to get it, other people are trying to get it as well, so you're going to have to end up killing them in order to get the crate, because what's inside the crate? It's something you're going to need. Now, these armament crates will drop higher gear, weapons, and armor. So keep in mind, with this mode, you're going to go from a peasant and you're going to end up this like god-killing badass, okay? So you're going to end up fully decked out in awesome armor with your awesome weapons like your rep fucking 30. But you're going to be starting off as a shit kicker. So you will need to run around the map, you will need to find these armament crates, which there's going to be plenty of them around, and then you're going to need to loot them, and then you have a chance to either get a weapon, you have a chance to get armor, and of course there's not going to be any duplicates. Say you're a raider, you're up to a crate, you pick up your axe, okay? You then go to another crate, you're not going to pick up a duplicate axe, okay? From that point onwards, it's going to be armor. This way you're able to fully kit yourself out from head to toe, the more crates you get. But like I said, you have to be quick and you have to be careful because other people are going to be going for those crates as well. Now, looting armament weapons, okay, will boost your damage by a percentage, and looting armament gear will also boost your damage reduction by a percentage as well per piece of gear. Now, the reason why I'm not giving numbers here, I'm saying a percentage because that comes down to balancing later on, obviously. So for balance purposes, the percentage will be based on the hero you pick. So if you pick Peacekeeper, obviously you're going to get a little bit more damage reduction and stuff to make you viable. For say a Shigoki who's already got heaps of health and everything, and he's like got full armor and everything, it's going to make it so it's at least somewhat somewhat balanced. But keep in mind, if you have armor and stuff and you come up against someone who doesn't have that stuff yet because they haven't been getting the crates, you're gonna fuck them in half. So you will need to get the crates, and you will need to be careful of people who have armor and stuff, and you'll be able to clearly tell who's got fucking gear, because as you'll see them run around, you'll see a bunch of peasants in crappy clothes and weapons, and then you'll see a guy run over and you have like all this awesome armor and these awesome weapons. So you'll know who to avoid when you're trying to fight people over these crates. Or of course, you could just pick the guy with all the armor and gang up on him and kick the shit out of him. That's also an option too. Now, every single time you kill an enemy hero, you will gain points. Now, once again, that will depend on balancing and stuff to like make the game go a decent length and everything, but you will get a set amount of points. And the way this works is the first player to hit 1,000 points will win the game. And keep in mind as well, when it comes to feats and stuff, I'm not sure about whether the community as a whole would want feats in this mode. I think it would, you know, go against the whole sort of battle royale theme. We could maybe come up with a compromise there, so let me know in the comments down below if you think feats would work in this sort of type of game mode, because that's a point where I think there needs to be a discussion amongst the community, especially with this whole, you know, feat and death bowl talk going on lately. And of course, there will be minions and, you know, captains and stuff running around in this game mode as well. So of course, there'll be the AI sort of thing going on. So you have the battle royale, you have some AI minions and stuff punching on, so that way it just adds like, you know, this whole battlefield aesthetic to the whole thing, and it should be pretty damn cool. So now that I've explained it all, let's run through how a normal match would work. So everyone goes ahead and picks their hero like normal, and then the match loads, you all spawn in all across this battlefield, okay? So you're all across the map in random places. The game will start and there'll be armament crates placed all over the place as well. So it's free for all. You run around and you have to go and try and find some crates. You have to open them up to gear yourself out, so that way you can kill other people to get points to get to 1,000 and win. Now, there are a fair few strategies you can deploy when it comes to playing this game mode. You can be that type of person who, you know, sits there in the corner. They don't really do anything at the start, okay? They wait for people to get out there, they find each other, they start fighting over the crates, and then you can be the guy who runs in, sort of sneaks your way around, don't mind me, and then you start picking up crates while everyone's preoccupied with each other. That's a way you can play. You can also be the type of guy who just wants to be super fucking annoying. You can run around and just make sure no one gets crates, because every time they start getting crates, you just run up and start hitting them, and then when they go and fight you, disengage, and you can do that if you want. That way they get frustrated and then they get angry. That way you can kill them easier and then you can get the crate yourself. That is another way you can play. You can also team up with other people if you want, okay? So if you know there's a guy who's doing well, he's getting a few crates and he's starting to do more damage, he's starting to have that damage reduction. As a group, you can sort of like sit there, look at each other and go, yeah, we need to off that Lawbringer, he's getting a bit chunky, and then you can run over and kill the guy. So there are tons of different ways you can play when it comes to this game mode, and it has a lot of variety, which is really good. Now, lastly, there was an idea I was toying with, okay? Now, I don't know how the community would feel about this, so I'm going to ask you guys straight out because it's the best way to get an answer. So here's my idea. I was thinking, as you start to get a few pieces of gear, you start to get more beefier, you take that damage reduction, you do more damage, and then you start killing people, right? You start gaining some points. Now, if people gang up on you and they end up killing you, when you respawn as a peasant, okay? So you lose all your gear, but you still retain the points. Now, that was the idea I was toying with. I don't know if that's too punishing. I don't know if people are going to crack the shits with that, but you also got to remember there is an abundance of armament crates around this map, okay? So you will be able to start gearing up again, and you will still retain your points from last time. So if you go on a good streak, if you get like, you know, heaps of armor, you go on a good streak and you kill a whole bunch of people, you still have those points. But just to make it fair and to keep that mechanic of, you know, picking up crates and gearing up and stuff intact, I had it so when you die, you respawn as a peasant, you don't have the gear anymore, you have to go get more gear, and of course it's a cycle. So if someone else starts getting more gear, you guys can gang up, kill that guy, and then he respawns as a peasant as well, and it recycles until the first person hits 1,000 points and wins the game. So make sure you let me know down below in the comment section what you think of that idea. Is it too punishing? Do you think once you die you should retain your gear? Let me know. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Battle Royale game mode. I think it would be really fucking fun to play this. It has a whole bunch of random things that can happen. There's a whole bunch of strategy involved with getting yourself that gear from those crates, and then of course just going on a killing spree. And there's also tons of strategy involved in getting people who have a lot of gear out of the game, so that way when they respawn they don't really have that gear anymore. Once again, debate about that down below. But I think the game mode is really fresh, it is really fun, it is really random, and it has a lot of potential to be something that people would play for ages. And that game mode would be awesome with a siege game mode as well. Those two, like if those two were to come out, oh, it would be fucking beautiful. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading and replying to all your comments down below. And feel free to check out my Discord and Twitter. There is a link down below in the description box for both of those as well. The Discord is a great way for me to talk to you guys outside the YouTube comments section. And of course, the Twitter is a great way for you guys to get a notification whenever a video is being uploaded, because YouTube is a bit weird sometimes. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, feel free to check out my Patreon. There'll be a link down below in the description box, and a link will pop up at the end of the video. And if you choose to donate, it is greatly appreciated. And a big shout out to my current patrons whose names you've been seeing in the background. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. And please share this video around, it does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.